Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time joining, thank you, and I appreciate that you have taken the time to stop and watch one of my videos. If you're a previous subscriber or one of the many new subscribers, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so I am going to start off by explaining where I have been. I have been sick since before Christmas, and I get sick every couple years where it just really takes a lot out of me. I have a history of getting walking pneumonia, and I don't know if that's what this was or if it was like the norovirus that was going around, and then the flu on top of that. I have a autoimmune disease, which is a thyroid disease, and I have had this for, I think it was 2013 that I was diagnosed, and no, I'm sorry, 2014 when I was diagnosed. And when you get sick with a autoimmune disease, it can really take you down really hard and make you harder for you to recover. It takes a little bit longer for some of us. And this time I have been so tired and so worn out that just even small little things are overexerting me, and I'm not sleeping well. And as you know, when you can't sleep well, it just kind of like ruins everything for you. So what I have been doing is I have been purchasing some products, some future project supplies. I've been purchasing them online, and when my husband has ran to the store, he's gotten me a couple little things while he's been out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share these items with you today, and I'll explain a little bit what I'm going to be doing with these items. I have a couple little things right over here really quick to grab. Sorry about that, I'm off camera over here, and I just want to grab these really quickly. Okay, so I am going to start with these smaller items first, just so we can make a little bit more room here on the table. And it is going to explain a few of the things that we are going to be doing with some projects in the future. My ultimate goal is to be able to open up a small business, or either going to craft shows and craft fairs, things like that, and to be able to sell my items. So what I have done, I have purchased quite a few products here, and these are all going to be able to be used in conjunction with the Cricut cutting machines that I have shared in previous videos. And these products are all going to be able to let me make these products with the ease of cutting them on the Cricut machine. Okay, so what we are going to be doing is I am going to be starting to make faux leather and leather keychains, notebook covers, and even some wallets. You will also be able to, you can buy SVG files for your Cricut cutting machine to make leather bags, all kinds of stuff. And I have just learned this recently, and leather work has been one of my goals to kind of work with. So I decided that this year it was going to be one of my new projects that I could work on, but also kind of incorporate some of the leather working kind of stuff with things that I already do, like the keychains and things like that that I have made previously on my embroidery machine. And it's just another way to make those items. I hope that all makes sense. Okay, so what I have done, a few of these things, I did go out, let's see, it was last weekend, and I went out that day. We ran some errands and everything, and by the time that I was home 5 hours later, I was so exhausted that I went to sleep and slept for, I think it was like 12 and a half, 13 hours straight. I was so exhausted and so worn out from it that, and then the next day I just felt like complete hell, to put it bluntly. It was just absolutely horrible. So I've been taking things, small steps right now, and I'm slowly kind of building my strength back up. Okay. So with that being said, what I did is I had went to Hobby Lobby and I purchased a few things, and I'm going to show you those in a couple minutes because they're going to be bigger items. But like I said, I want to start with the smaller items first. So these are all going to be supplies on to work with leather and faux leather. Okay, so I'm going to show you these first. And this one here, you can see here, they are some spools of threads. And this package here came with this one. And these are, you have your curved mattress needles, your sack needle, straight upholstery needle, sail needle, carpet needle, and a glover's needle. And all of these can be used for sewing leather. The curved needles are really great for sewing leather to get in some small spots that a straight needle can't get. A curved needle can get in those areas even better. And when I purchased this one, I had in mind to use these with faux leather. You can use nylon thread or nylon cord, which this one is. This is a... It does not tell me the diameter of the thread, but it's actually called a cord. But you can use nylon threads with faux leather. Now, if you are going to be sewing any real leather, you're going to want to use a waxed cord, and that's what these are. And these I picked up the day that I went out and ran some errands. These are a waxed leather, and these need to be specifically used with leather. Now, the reason why you will use a waxed cord or a waxed thread with leather is because the tannins in leather over time can break down cotton threads or cotton cords. And it can weaken your seams on whatever you are making. So it is highly recommended when doing any projects with real leather to use a waxed cord or a waxed thread. Okay, so I purchased these all at Hobby Lobby, and each one of these was $3.99. One is kind of an off-white. You can't really tell. This is kind of like an off-white, and this is a white. And I mean, there's not that much of a difference. I think what happened is they just changed their labeling. They're basically the same exact thing. This one says white and this one says white, but I don't know. You can kind of see that there is actually a little bit of a difference there. This one's more of an off-white. So there's those two. Now, there is also a type of product like this. If you're not familiar with this, I believe this used to be called cat gut back in the day. And what it is it's just a type of, I don't know what the cord itself or the thread portion is actually made of. I don't know if it's a hair or I don't know what the product is made out of, but it is a waxed cord. And this is, you can see that it is on the spool when it comes off. It comes off flat. And then as you are working with it, it gets smaller and you can like roll it for even more strength. So this is an old one I've had, and I kid you not, I have probably had these for, I've had them since before we moved into our home in 2014. So that's how old these are. This one was actually purchased at Hobby Lobby, and it was $12.87 way back in the day. And you can see the different colors, and they're the exact same product. One's wrapped a little bit differently. I purchased this one, I think, at a beading shop, and they're the exact same product, but the difference in the color is the type of beeswax that they used to wax these cords with. So this was a deeper colored beeswax, and this was more of a yellow, it could be a filtered beeswax. I'm not sure why the colors are different, but it's just the beeswax that makes them different color. And this is the same thing. So, and it is kind of a sticky, it's sticky. So these are really good for working with leather as well. I purchased these way back when I was making dream catchers, and it just, it makes the webbing of dream catchers really nice. So there were those. So those are the different threads that you can use. Okay, so now I have more needles as well. So I picked these up. These were before Christmas because I knew I had some stitching projects and stuff that I wanted to do as well. So I picked up 2 of these, and these are just repair needles for home decor and repair needs. They have a little pouch with them. You can see the little black snap pouch there, and you just stick them in there. So there's those, and these will be used for the leather stitching as well. And some of you may ask, why have I gotten so many different needles? And the reason is because you want to keep one set of needles for what you are working with, the type of cord you are working with. So if I'm using this highly waxed, like catgut cord, I will want one set of needles just for this, because it can kind of gum up the needle a little bit. Same with this type of a waxed cord, and same with the nylon. I would want separate needle sets just for those, so I don't get wax on this one. You know, so that is why I have so many. This one was bought at Michael's, and Michael's was very proud of the price on these. These were $6. These ones at Walmart with the case was $4.79 or something like that, and this one came with the thread. Okay, so now we got our needles and our threads out of the way. You are also going to either want some type of a punching set, or something that you can make thread holes with on if you're going to be sewing leather or faux leather by hand. Now, what I have done is I have purchased this is called a punch stitching hole toolkit, and that's what the little carton looks like there. I'm going to go ahead and open this here so I can show you what these look like. And I did purchase these on Amazon. It does come with a little user's manual. And I bought the 3mm set, and what that is that is the distance from one tooth to the next tooth. And I'm going to show you what these look like. And there we go. You can see those there. This one is a 6 punch. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. And the millimeter is from, so it's best to tell you on this one, is from this tooth to this tooth. So it's going to be 3 millimeters separation. Okay, so 3.0 millimeters is what these are, and this set I do not remember right offhand what I paid for this set on Amazon, but it was very inexpensive. It was under 10 bucks, I believe, if I remember correctly. This one is a 6 punch, a 4 punch, a 2 punch, and a 1 punch. Now, you may ask, why do you need all these different ones? And the 6 punch is for if you're going to be continuously punching and you have a long line of leather that you are going to be doing holes. And the smaller ones are when you are going to start going around the curve. And I believe it shows here in the manual that the 1 tooth and 2 tooth punches are used at right angles or corners. And the 1 and 2 punch, the 1 and 2 tooth punch are used at right angles or corners. So it just helps you get neatly around a corner without having choppy looking and aggressive stitching lines. So that's what these are. And they do have a little bit of an oil on them just to protect them in shipping. But it did come up with this nice little case. But we're going to go ahead and just stick them back in the bag until I need to use them. I have also ordered a few other things. I just ordered them this evening, and they are also going to be some leather punches for alphanumeric leather punches, so I can make my own tags. When I make a product, when I make a bag or anything like that, I can put a custom-made tag on that, and I can cut those tags out with my Cricut machine. And that will be a project in the future that I'll be making, is I will show you guys how you can make your own custom-made tags on your Cricut machine. Okay, so with your punches, you're going to also need some type of a protection punch mat. Now this is a 4-piece punch mat set. I have not taken the plastic off of the actual cutting mat yet, or the soundproof pad. The soundproof pad is basically a stiff wool pressing mat type of pad, and it's very light. But what it does is it helps absorb the noise and the, I guess, maybe a recoil of when you're pounding with your hammer. So it's going to help absorb pressure, and it's going to help absorb sound. That's my hammer. My hammer. Speaking of hammer, I have one of those as well, but we'll show that in just a moment. Okay, so with this set, you get the cutting mat, and it's got your degrees. It's got a 10, a 20, a 30, a 40, a 60, and an 80. So if you do have to make some cuts, that shows that there. I do not know what all the measurements and all these little die measurements mean. And then it has some more here, and I still do not know what all of these mean. I will have to do some research on what all the measurements mean on leather cutting mats. And that'll be something I can share with you guys in the future. So it's got the cutting mat, the soundproof mat. It's got a hard plastic mat, and these are similar to the white plastic cutting boards. And what these are for is that when you are using your either your punch stitching hole tool or a die cutting tool, what it does is it protects when you are, let me just demonstrate. Open this back up. What it does is, so the teeth on these are sharp, and come on, ouch. And they are actually sharp at the end. And what it does is that when you are with your piece of leather down, I have a little faux piece here, and when you are doing your stitch lines, you take your hammer and you pound. And what that does is it protects the tip of your cutting tools, the longevity of your cutting tools, and keeps them sharp. I did not punch very, very hard, but you can see, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it did do some little lines there. I didn't punch very hard because I didn't want to make a lot of noise right now. It's almost 9:30 in the evening, so I didn't want to make a lot of pounding right now. But that's what this one is for. And it protects the longevity and the life of your tools, and gives you a nice hard surface to do your pounding. And this particular one, you can see it's kind of a clear yellow. And what this is called is this is a Japanese cutting mat. And it also does the same thing for your dies. It helps protect the life of your tool set. And these are designed to actually work all in a layer together. And it has a type of special hammer. And if you look at leather cutting tools and leather die cutting tools, you will see that it has this type of hammer. You can buy different heads for these types of hammers. Let me unscrew this one. So like so. And you can replace the heads on them. I got this one at Harbor Freight. We picked this up the same day that I went to Hobby Lobby because it was just really close. But it has, it's a type of a rubber mallet. It's got a non-marking and non-sparking, and then a soft rubber high density plastic face, and then the steel core handle. I wanted one that was going to last me a long time, so I did not have to go and run out and purchase another one right away. They do have specific leather working mallets, but they can be expensive. And I figured I could just use this one because it can also be used when you are doing your hardware. I have a, let me find it. I have it put away. Let me grab it really quickly. I had to put it away from Luna. So let me grab that really quickly. Okay. So I purchased this set as well, and if you make any type of bags or anything like that, you'll be familiar with these. When I did purchase this from Amazon, it did come used. I'm not too concerned about that because the only thing that was used was one white button, one white plastic cam snap. And I'm not too worried about that because I will rarely use the plastic ones. What I mainly purchased this tool set for is because you can see it has all of the pieces and the tools for it. And this tool set, you can do the plastic buttons, you can do grommets, and you can do metal snaps. And we have a little visitor. There's our little visitor. Say hi, Luna. So, and of course it has the tool set for it with all the different pieces here. I'm going to put this back in here. And one of the reasons why I also, let me move this so she can get up there. One of the reasons why I purchased this set is because it did have all the multiple pieces in here in this particular set. I got your tail, baby. I got your tail. And that the actual tool itself was, I believe it's cast aluminum, but it's going to work for the purpose that I need them to. And you can tighten your screws if they come loose, whatever. To change your little head pieces here, these just screw off. And this one actually has a little screw, and this is what you use your little screwdrivers for to change your pieces. These ones, I believe, these little rubber ones, are used for the cam snap plastic pieces. Yes, you can see that it tells you to use the plastic head, and that's what these are. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on. So this was another set that I bought, and mainly for the tools. I wanted something that was going to be the tool for the tools, and I think I paid maybe 20 bucks for the whole set. And I mean, it did give me some snaps, and of course it does give you the plastic cam snaps. So if I do ever eventually use these, I have them there. Okay, so I know that some people, when they are making products like this, the little wallets and the little things like that, that these type of plastic cam snips, like for the key fobs, for like the embroidery key fobs and things like that, they will use these plastic ones. And to me, they're really cheap. If you want something to last, I personally feel that you're going to use a metal snap instead of a plastic snap. That's just me personally. I don't know, you know, I've never really used the plastic ones before, but to me, they just seem cheap. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you've used them before, what the longevity of them are. To me, I just think that they would wear out very quickly. Okay, so a few other things that I have bought is I purchased this pack of faux leather. I got this from Amazon, and it is fold this back. This is a 32 pack of faux leather, and these pieces measure 8.5 by 11 inches, and they got the fabric backing on them. And you can see that they come in multiple different colors: pink, purples, reds, multiple shades of brown, a really pretty blue one, deep blue, pink. Mostly they are natural tones, so another pink or another red, brown, black, tan, green, and you can just see here that so I will have a little bit of a variety, some orange and a yellow. That'll just give me I wanted to try them out before I purchased any more of these type of the colorful faux leathers. So I purchased this one, and then I also purchased this roll, and this looks like let me take this off and show you. You can see here that this already looks like tooled leather. And Luna wants to sniff, so we're going to let her sniff. And I really like this because this looks like that kind of cowboy tooled leather look. And it's got flowers on it, so I thought this would be, that it might make a nice little bag or something like that. And it does have the felt lining in it. And I thought it would be nice for maybe I could do like a small little handbag or crossbody bag or something like that with this. I can, of course, also do keychains with it. So I wanted to try them before I purchased anything additional. Okay, let me go ahead and put this back on there. Okay, and then what I did is this was, when I first bought my Cricut machines, I purchased this one. And this was probably bought a month and a half ago. It was close to the time that I purchased my Cricut machine, because I was going to also make some of the leather keychains back then, but I didn't have all the supplies and everything. So this is one of the first things I've bought since previously, before I bought any of the other items. And this is a yard of faux leather that I got from Hobby Lobby, and you can see that it has a really pretty color variation. And I thought this would be nice for maybe a bag, or even maybe a men's keychain or something like that. So it's got that nice rustic look. Okay, so let's move that aside. Okay, so we are getting to a couple of our bigger items. I'm going to move this aside because we're going to unbox this yet. Okay, so what I also did on the day that I went to Hobby Lobby is I actually bought some genuine leather and suede. Now this is a roll of suede leather, and it is approximately 12 to 14 square feet. And it is a really pretty, you can see the nice kind of milk chocolate color. And you can see the thickness here. And one of the things, if you are going to be cutting any real leather on your Cricut machines, is that it cannot be any more thickness than 2 millimeter, because your Cricut machine will have problems cutting it. And this one I measured with some digital calipers, and it was 1.9 millimeter. So we are safe on this one. I paid, actually I didn't pay for these. My husband bought these for me when we were there. This one was $18.99, and again for 12 to 14 square feet. The reason why it gives you the dimensions like that is because it is all one solid piece. And if there are any like flaws or anything in the suede, they will cut those out. And they will cut the section out that is damaged. So they're going to give you the biggest possible piece they can that is not flawed. So there's that one. Okay. Then I purchased this large roll. And I can't even get this all in the shot. Let me try to move that down a little. So it is literally from there to there, and I can't even, this is huge. It is a 45-inch roll. It is equivalent to 3 pounds of leather. This is a cowhide leather, and this one, okay, it says 45-inch roll, and let me show you here, bring it this way. You can see that it is an actual real leather, and you can tool this leather, and that tooling leather means that you're going to use your tools to emboss the leather. And this one is a 1.8 millimeter, I believe. No, it was 1.2 millimeter, I think, something like that. So you get actually real leather for $22.99, and not a bad price at all for leather. Okay, now the only drawback I have of purchasing these from Hobby Lobby is that these are the 2 colors they come in. This kind of natural, kind of suede, kind of red chocolate color. So you can see that there, the kind of the red chocolatey color. And this is the pretty much almost a black color. I mean, it is such a dark brown that it's almost like a chocolate color. But that's the drawback, is that those are the only 2 colors in these large rolls that they have. What you doing? Where you going? She's going to come and just have a seat. Where are you going? You smell that leather, huh? Okay, I'm going to set her down so we can go ahead and finish and get this unboxing as well. Okay, before I forget, I also bought a bottle of Leathercraft cement. This is a flexible, non-flammable adhesive for real leather. Okay, and I want to be able to, when I am sewing my pieces together, I want to be able to make sure that I have a nice seam, and that's what this is going to offer me. This was $5.49 for a 4-ounce bottle. Okay, so now, okay, so this came in the other day, and I was so exhausted that I just, my husband answered the door when it was delivered, and it has been sitting on my desk now for 2 or 3 days. So we're going to go ahead and open it. I am going to get my little X-Acto knife here. Okay, and I'm going to, let's go ahead and, was this open? I think we're going to open it. Okay, it's going to open from the end. And what this is this is a leather working kind of kit, and it's got a specific type of aid, tool aid in it, that is going to give you basically a third hand while you are doing your leather stitching or your faux leather stitching. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. It's got quite a bit of stuff in here. I bought the kit because I could buy the full kit for cheaper than what, or actually about the same price of what, okay, I'll just leave that in there because we're going to put stuff back in there, for what I could buy at the local leather shop. I went to a Tandy leather shop the other day when I felt a little burst of energy, and I just wanted to look at the leather that they had to offer, and I could have bought this type of stitching aid there for, I think it was like $37, something like that. I'm going to look to see the exact price I paid for this, and let me double check here. Hang on just a sec. Sorry about that. Okay. Got my Amazon coming up, but it is just slow. My hands, I'm sniffing my hands, and it smells so good. It smells like the suede. If you like the smell of real leather, that's what my room smells like right now. Okay. So I have... Okay, so this, I purchased it on... It was delivered January 6th, which was Tuesday. Today is Saturday. So, and I paid $34.99 for this set. And what this set is called is, this is called a stitching pony. Okay, so you can see that this kind of has like this paddle kind of shape. It's kind of thicker at this end, a little narrower down at this end. And what you do is you attach it with this bolt to this part. And what it does is you open this up. Let's see. I don't know. Okay, so how to adjust it is you unscrew here to open this a little bit wider. And what this does is it lets you hold items in this little opening here to be able to stitch it. And it's just like a third hand, but what it's called a stitching pony. So it just kind of, it lets you, it's an aid to help you stitch your leather better. It has a piece of leather here, and the reason why this is it's a replacement for this part when this gets worn. So you would literally cut your pieces and replace them when they get worn. So it's really nice that they have this replacement piece. Okay, so it's called a leather stitching pony. Leather pony clamp, table desktop pony horse clamp with large eye sewing needles, waxed thread, all nail files for DIY leather hand stitching. Now, let me see here. So the nail files, I'm not sure what this is for. I don't know what exactly. I still have to do a little research to see what you use a nail file for in leather work. I'm not quite sure what that is for, and I don't think it says anything here. Let me just kind of like... top highlights, you can stitch 30 to 40% faster. You protect your leather with the padded felt, the padded jaws, and this is it's actually leather, not felt. Work with both hands free via quick release clamp. Sewing needles are made of a high quality stainless steel, not easy to bend. And again, I could not tell you what the... Oh, Okay, so the stainless steel tension rod is adjustable to fit any side for your holding your needs, and that's what that little screw was, so you can open it a little bit more. Okay, and it has a little photo here, and it shows that they are kind of like for the edge of the leather. So like when the leather is like this, you kind of like clean up the edges of the leather. It's got a stitching awl, so let's go ahead and open this up for the rest of this. You've got your waxed threads, and I don't know if this is a waxed thread or if it's just a regular cord, but you've got 4 different colors of like a starter set of waxed cord. You have, let's see, the tool set. You get the cheap the little, it seems like every time you buy a little sewing kit, this little funky thing comes with it. I don't know what the heck that's gonna benefit you, but that's supposed to be a thimble. Okay, so I wasn't sure what these things were for, but what they are is you put them on your finger, like so, whichever fingers you're going to work with. And it is, when you're sewing, it's just to help kind of protect your finger a little bit more. If you, depending on what fingers you use when you are pushing your needle through, that's the kind of, that's the finger that you would put them on. So it's just it's to help your fingers. So there's that. This is a, I don't know if you guys can see. Can you guys see the eye in that right there? So you would thread this and help punch your thread through some really stiffer leathers. I'm going to put that on there so that protects it. This is an awl, A-W-L. And this is for if you have to widen a hole in the leather or punch a hole in the leather, that's what this tool would be for. You have a set of needles. Oh, these are nice heavy-duty needles too. They're all the same size, but you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different needles. And these are just your typical nice straight needles, and they're not a real sharp tip on them, but you get a nice a nice set of needles. That's really nice. I did know that it did come with the set, and I did like it, and that's one of the reasons why I did, because it's got some of the supplies with it. You have the typical little thread snippers. You have this is a plastic, measuring tape. And then you get another 7-count set of your curved needles and things like that. Okay, so that is all I have. Wait, there are a few other things. Let me stick these all back in the bag. There are 2 other things here I want to show you before I close out this video. So I also bought a couple extra things. I ordered them. No, I actually got these when we did our errand, when we went to Hobby Lobby and did all that day's errands and everything. Let's stick these back in here. Let me just get these back in the box so everything is nice and together, so I don't have to hunt for everything later. So let's stick all that back together and just set that over there out of our way. Okay, so the other item that I purchased, these are, they don't have anything to do with the leather work, but these are just some weekly planners. I got these just to be able to do a quick visual look for planning I can write what I need to do right away. I can, you know, just kind of keep track of things that I need to do. So there is these. I paid like, they were under $5 for a whole pack here of what they are. There's 60 sheets, and I purchased 2 of them. Now, another thing that I have just done today is I have purchased a few additional things for some Etsy, the Etsy shopping, and I love going to Etsy and browsing through it and finding things that will help me make my projects easier, or to, you know, just to buy my designs and things like that. I love going to Etsy and purchasing them. And that's what these were for. And what I did tonight, though, is if you are familiar with the Happy Planner, the big spiral calendar planner, you can buy SVG files for your Cricut machine, and you can make your own inserts for Happy Planners. For whatever Happy Planner size you would research for that particular size. I like the full 8.5 by 11 Happy Planners. I just like having a nice big book to be able to keep track of things. And I haven't bought refills in quite a while, because refills for Happy Planners can be expensive unless you get them on sale or unless you buy them on Amazon. But I have 3 Happy Planners, and they're just sitting up in the closet used because they were pre-dated. So now what I can do is I can take those pages out and I can print and cut my own pages for the Happy Planners. I am so excited. That's going to be a future Cricut project. Okay, so what I also have to show you here is this is a camera that I received for Christmas. I have been playing with it a little bit to get used to it, and this was a gift from my husband for Christmas, and it does have Wi-Fi capability, so I will be able to connect to Wi-Fi and either send it to my phone or send it to my desktop computer, and I can, you know, maybe kind of edit and everything just a little bit easier, things like that. It is an Ultra HD 8K. It's got an anti-shake, Sony chip in it, Wi-Fi capabilities, infrared night vision, and that's really going to help in some low light settings, things like that. Max resolution and 18 times powerful zoom. And the reason why I really needed another camera is because the camera I'm filming on now, it's got a damaged power supply, and it's basically the plug that you plug into the camera to use a wall outlet plug is really loose fitting. It always has been since I bought this camera, but just over the years that I've had it, it has gotten a little bit worse. So my husband has rigged it to where the power cord stays in it, and if I don't take the camera down, it works just fine. And the reason why with this camera is you have to have it plugged in to be able to charge the battery. So what I do is I just keep it mounted on the overhead mount, this view that we are at now. And so I needed a secondary camera to be able to film in front of the multi-needle embroidery machine. Okay, I think that's all I got to share with you guys right now. Tuesday I have another order coming in for some more leather things, and it's just going to be some more waxed cord that I have purchased on Amazon, so I have it on hand. I don't want to get involved in a project and not have cord. So I made sure while I had money to play with that I could go ahead and purchase those. And the reason why I said money to play with is because I use my YouTube earnings or Christmas money, you know, things like that to buy my supplies. I try not to ask my husband for a lot of money to buy supplies. He buys them he helps me buy them anyway, But I want to become self-dependent on being able to use my YouTube earnings to fund all of my YouTube videos in the future. It's slow going, but in the future that will happen. And with, there's something here on the table, sorry I keep picking at it, but in the future, and if I do start my small business, that will help as well to be able to sell my items. Can you guys see this air bubble right there? It's just, I don't know why it's stressing me out. Okay, anyway, so, you know, those are things that in the future that I will be doing. I'll be funding it, hopefully all myself soon. Let's see. I think that's it. I will be doing another video tomorrow, and that is just going to be an update on the quilt, the Ripple Effect quilt project that I have been working on for the last couple videos, and it's going to be an update on that. Please stay tuned for those videos, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, because hopefully you guys will like some of these new projects that I'm bringing to you. I want to be able to show you the versatilities that you can do with a Cricut machine, with your embroidery machine, with sewing. And my channel, it's not just based on just quilting. I want it to be able to be, that's the creativity part of the title of my channel, Jennifer's Sewing and Creativity, that I really want to be able to bring you a variety of projects that you can do. I want to be able to bring you Cricut projects that most people don't realize that you can do with a Cricut, hence the leather and things like that. So when we start the leather projects, we are both going to be learning how to do those together. I think that's it. I can keep on talking, but if I do, this video will never get edited and posted. So I will get this edited and posted to you guys tomorrow. And like I said, if you, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. That's going to let you know that when I get a video posted, you will know that. And if you have any comments, please comment down below. I am going to try to share as much as the prices that I can with all these items, and it is going to take me a day or two to get everything edited and put into the description box. So please, you will know that today filming Saturday, so it'll be up either tomorrow or Monday. All right, guys, we'll see you all very soon, and I hope you stick with me in the future and I can share these fun projects with you. Good night, guys. Bye-bye.